What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. You know what that means. It is time for another episode of Down the Toy Aisle. And today we're going to be talking about the WWE Mattel Battle Pack Series 8. Once again from 2010. We're still in 2010 and we're on Series 8. And we've been in 2010 for like the Elites, the Basics, and the Battle Pack so far. And I think the last couple of Elite sets might have been 2011. But I digress. Join me down the toy aisle. All right, so the first one we're going to start off here is none other than the Supreme Team of Matt Hardy and the Great Khali. Now, if you ask me to think of somebody associated with Matt Hardy, Great Khali wouldn't be in my top 30 answers. If you ask me to think of somebody to associate with the Great Khali, Matt Hardy would not be in the top 30 answers. That is, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why the heck these guys are paired up. Maybe they had a little tag team run. I don't know. I'm going to look up Matt Hardy, Great Khali. They had a match against the Hart Dynasty. And just a couple backstage photos of them together. And then one time there's a picture of them with Ranjan Singh. I mean, other than that, this is a weird battle pack. But we get another Matt Hardy in the line. We get another Great Khali in the line. Now, looking at this with eyes 15 years later at the time of recording, we have an Elite Great Khali in red. Now, this basic one is a more accurate height. I will say that. But Elite, basic, you're probably going to want to go with the Elite. And we are getting Great Khali in his black tights or black pants, which are way more popular. And that's the one I'm excited to get. But I do have this basic. I don't know if it's this basic, because there's only a couple photos of it, and you can't really tell the side decals. There were a couple Great Khalis that had just very, very, very little differences on the sides of the pants. So, Great Khali's your guy. You kind of have options nowadays. But Matt Hardy, I believe this was the only time these pants were released. I cannot pinpoint these pants exactly. But as trying to be a Mattel Hardy Boys completist, it is nice to have one that stands out amongst the other Matt Hardys. Also, this head scan was very great. It's a shame we never got this head scan in the True Effects period of Mattel, considering they were making throwback Hardys. But I guess 2010 just wasn't enough of a throwback at the time. But yeah, this is a weird freaking team of Great Khali and Matt Hardy. From one tag team to another one that is definitely a tag team, we have Legacy, Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes. Now, you guys saw I actually used this Cody figure as the thumbnail. I really like the orange tights with the white boots and the orange logo on the boots. Call me crazy. I don't like the color orange. So for me to pick that and like actually want that is pretty crazy for me. But we do have Cody Rhodes here in the orange. It does look good. It's that old style Mattel head that we've seen with Cody. Maybe you could put no, because we don't have a updated throwback Cody. That Legacy head might work, but I don't really like that Legacy head. The Legends Cody that just came out. That's interesting. But Ted DiBiase Jr. here had more figures than I thought he did from Mattel at the time, honestly. It's kind of shocking because he's not going to get another one. That's guaranteed. But the blue tights do look really nice. Has the gold or the metallic gold on the back of the trunks, you can tell. Plain black knee pads, plain black boots. Cody has no knee pads here, but he does have the one elbow pad. It's a solid set. I mean, I'm not dying to get this set. If I find the Cody, I'll pick up the Cody. But the Ted, I don't need the Ted. But it is nice to have an actual team in the Battle Pack line as opposed to the atrocity that Matt Hardy and Great Khali was. But the next one in line is even more exciting. When you think of the late 2000s or the early 2010s of WWE, you think of these two guys as rivals. John Cena, and Randy Orton. And coming up on John Cena's final match, I'm glad that we were able to talk about this when we were, because they are definitely ultimate rivals. And now that I think about it, it would be kind of cool to have an ultimate 2-pack of John Cena and Randy from that time period with the WWE spinner title. That'd actually be pretty sick. But as far as that goes, we have a John Cena head that I don't recall ever seeing. This Randy Orton, we've seen this exact same formula for him and the head sculpt many, many, many times. It's a black trunks, white logo. Nothing crazy. But this Cena head I have never seen, because that does not look like John Cena. That is an abomination against society. That is terrible. But it is John Cena, and you want to keep somebody like that on the pegs. It just has the plain black shoes, too. No even special shoes. Has the long jorts look. We didn't get the short jorts look for, I'd say probably 2014, Mattel? 2015? 2015 for sure. 2014. I'm drawing a blank. No, it was 2015. It was when we started seeing the shorter shorts mold for John Cena. I'm glad they ditched this head, though. As far as that, though, I don't know how much detail is actually on the armband and the wristbands. They look to be just orange, but they're not showing the other side where there would be a logo. But I'll be honest with you, both of these figures kind of suck. But it is kind of cool because a kid could go to the store at the time and get the two guys probably fighting for the title when this 2-pack actually came out, because those guys were always going against each other. But that is pretty much it for Series 8. I will say, the Matt Hardy's cool, the Cody's cool, but other than that, like, it's kind of a mid set. I really could do without every single one of these. And I don't know how many people were wanting Matt Hardy at the time. Great Khali. Cena and Orton, those are always a safe bet. You can always count on those guys selling on the shelf. Matter of fact, I never see those guys sitting on the shelves, because once they hit, they're usually gone. Everybody knows who John Cena and Randy Orton are. Cody Rhodes has hit that level, except they have overproduced him a little bit, but he's still selling. Ted DiBiase Jr., that's a hard sell. That's a really hard sell in the stores. So I understand why they do the battle pack method, though. But for two of these to be teams, one of them definitely a team, and one of them being rivals, I do love the rivals concept, and I do love the true tag team concept. As far as Matt Hardy and Khali go, you guys know how I feel about that. That's a little awkward. I wouldn't do that, but I don't work for Mattel. If I did, I probably wouldn't be recording this video right now. But that is going to be it for today's trip down the toy aisle. Let me know what you guys think about WWE Battle Pack Series 8 from 15 years ago at the time of recording. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.